Check this out. We're in the environment of pit bulls, fighters, those who stay in the trenches. This is Sway. I'm hanging out with my man Dante. Listen, I got my man Drew right here. This is my entourage. When I walk into the ring, this is who look me right here. DJ Enough right here. This is my entourage.
You see, I'm hurt.
Right
A warrior's hurt.
All right, you're watching Dante's Boxing Nation.
Do you think Miguel sort of set up a little bit of a blueprint on how you have to deal with him?
Yeah, a little bit. It was good. Miguel told me if he was in shape for that fight like a year ago, that's why he would have won that fight easily. And, we got a big fight coming up, Martinez. If we get a win there, I'm sure Mayweather might be on the table.
Hey Freddie, let me ask you this. You talked about the problems of Tim Bradley doing a lot of foot movement. Have you guys really been working on cutting off the ring?
Well, of course. I mean, we work on stuff like that every day of our lives. I mean, the thing is, I want all my fighters to be very good at that and perfect at that. I mean, it's a lost art because, I mean, when I had Miguel Cotto and Oscar De La Hoya, when I asked them to cut the ring off when I started training them, they didn't know how to do it. And I said, you gotta be fucking kidding me. I mean, this is like part of our sport. And, so teaching those guys how to cut the ring off and getting them to do it was very satisfying. And, because my trainer Eddie Fudge was really, really big on ring generalship, how to control the ring. If you can control the ring, then you're going to make things a lot easier for yourself. So that's what I try to do with my fighters. I mean, it doesn't always come out exactly like I want, but we work on it every day, and they get better and better at it. Because the more you do it, the better they get at it.
Because it seemed like in that fight with Bradley Pacquiao, Bradley started giving Pacquiao a lot of problems when he was moving to his left, and Pacquiao was mainly just trying to land the left hand. You guys are working on that too, I assume?
Of course. The thing is, because his escape is that way, and the thing is, he kind of knows that's our weak side, so we're trying to draw him into that and let him shot a little cleaner and usually not be dominant with just one hand, but with both.
Yeah. What do you think then that in the fullness of time, when people look back in history, they will see that Pacquiao is the man that Mayweather didn't fight, rather than Pacquiao didn't get the Mayweather?
I don't think it'll come across that way. I think people will say, why didn't they fight each other? And blame both guys, to be honest with you. Because the first negotiation we were against the blood test, and it was kind of our fault the first time it didn't work. And then we came to a point where we accepted that later on. But
how much do you think the promoters and the animosity the promoters had toward each other have hurt that fight?
100%. That's why. Fighters fight. To me, fighters don't fight anybody. Fighters aren't. It's not like fighters are scared and stuff like that. I think a lot to do, especially a couple of years ago, a lot had to do with Golden Boy and Top Rank. I mean, just not wanting to work together. It's like, I remember when Don King and Bob Arum were the big guys and they hated each other, but they still promoted fights. But I don't know why these two companies can't, because the pool for our fighters now is getting much smaller because it's two separate pools now. Right. And if they don't start crossing over, there's not going to be any more fights.
What was it like for you as a guy that, for a while you were managing training Golden Boy fighters and Top Rank fighters, right?
I still do.
But not as many as you have,
Not
right?
as many, but I still have Frankie Gomez.
Did that create issues for you? Like, you have Bruce on one end and,
They never played the middle with me. I just dealt with each of them as individuals, and no one asked me to go with one side or the other. They were very respectful. I don't work for anybody, and I do whichever. If I have a new kid coming up, and Golden Boy makes me a better offer than Top Rank did, I will go with them. I have to go what's best for the fighter.
Freddie, you seem to be suggesting just there then, that even about Floyd Mayweather, that perhaps he even wants the fight with Manny.
Excuse me one second, you guys are welcome to stay, but Joel Diaz is here on the other side if you need to talk with him. What?
You seem to be even suggesting that Mayweather actually wants the fight, or wanted the fight with Manny, but he was talked out of it by someone.
I know fighters, and fighters, like, they're not afraid of anybody in the world. I mean, they will fight each other, I think. You know, but I can't read his mind, of course. The thing is, over time, it just, like, why hasn't this fight happened? Every big fight that's ever supposed to happen has happened in the history of boxing. But sometimes sooner, sometimes later. But it's just like this one, maybe it's too late at this point. It's like, how much interest is it? I mean, it's still a big fight, but it's not like it was 2 years ago.
I understand what you're saying, but I don't think sometimes fans do, so I want to ask you this question. You know, you just said fighters fight and they'll fight anybody. But you also said previously when you were discussing Mayweather and knockouts, you said he doesn't have the balls to go for it. So I just want to get in your words to explain that, because some people will hear your two quotes and think they're contradictory.
Yes. The thing is, I think 2 years ago, Mayweather would want to fight Manny. But now, at this point in his career, he's so close to the end of his career.
Finishing undefeated.
He wants to finish undefeated. And I don't think he'll. Why take that chance? That's how I feel. But the thing is, but when they were both in their prime 2 years ago, and there was a lot of interest in the fight, I'm sure both fighters wanted to make that fight happen.
So when you look at Mayweather, and you go, he's got 3 fights after this fight left on his contract. If he is 48-0 going to that last fight, no matter who he fights, you know, can he finish at 49-0? Can he go away undefeated? It's going to be a massive 2 million pay-per-view. You would think, just because of what will be riding on it. So wouldn't he be wise at that point to say, let's fight Pacquiao, because now I'm going to give myself the ultimate test of finishing my career against the hardest fight?
I agree with that, and I think I'm on our side. I honestly think a little bit that Bob wants that fight to be our last fight. I think that's what Bob.
Both guys going out?
I think yes, both guys. Yeah, I mean that would be a great finish, of course, and then Peter can finish my book.
Well, finally. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Thanks, Freddie.
Freddie, on Mayweather, Pacquiao, and Bradley, do you think potentially those 3 are the top 3 pound-for-pound fighters in the world at the moment? And if not, where do you place the 3 of them? Andre's one. Well, I'm asking Freddie.
Well, Andre hasn't fought in so long. I don't know what he's doing now. So he's inactive. He's a good fighter, but he's not my favorite fighter and stuff like that. He's a nice guy, though. I like him as a person, but he's not my favorite fighter to watch and stuff. Because I like more action. I like Joe Frazier better than Ali. In the days, because I like the action type guy. So I'm always going to go to the guys that can fight, that will fight.
So where are those 3 in your top pound for pound then? Obviously Pacquiao's 1, is he?
I mean, overall in my life, he's like the best fighter I've ever trained. He's the most successful, but like the most fun guy to train was James Toney. I mean, the most natural talent maybe ever. I mean, he still wants to fight one more fight. But I wish he would retire. But then when I did tell him to retire, he told me to go fuck myself. So. But that's changed.
I'm sorry, gentlemen. He's got a scheduled live radio interview, and their time is coming up. I'm so sorry.